Hello, warriors. Today I want to talk about depression and the looks, our physical appearance. And maybe this comes as a follow-up for the video that I made quite a long time ago about depression and weight, people who are depressed because they're overweight. This is a more general video and it's actually inspired by my current situation. So as you can see, I have these really thick glasses and normally I never wear them. I always wear contact lenses, but for the last, it's gonna be almost a month, I had an eyelid infection and I've been having to wear my glasses, and I don't see an end to it because tomorrow I'm going to see yet another specialist, which I hope can help me. And it's honestly, it's bringing me down quite a lot, and I've been reflecting on it quite a lot, like the how I can overcome the feeling and the why this feeling is so important to me. Um, it's a common thing to be depressed about the way you look. It's a common thing to not be happy about the way you look. So I think the first step to consider here is that if you are depressed because of the way you look, whether it is your weight, whether it is you have a physical handicap, or you have a birthmark, or you were burned, or something like that, it's normal. Don't let anyone invalidate the way you feel. It's totally normal to want to look good and acceptable and to want to fit in, because that's what looking good also is about. It's about fitting in, and as tribal mammals, we are programmed to want to fit in, because in the jungle times, if we didn't fit in the tribe, we would be expelled, and then we would die alone in the savannah or the jungle, and no one wants to die alone in the savannah or the jungle. So that's the primal feeling we have. So this feeling you have is totally normal. So accept that and don't be ashamed of that. However, within that feeling, there's a certain level of you have to access the level of reasonability. I mean, if you are having something called body dysmorphia, which people have, and that's they see themselves as uglier or weirder than they actually are, that's another problem altogether. If you start seeing that you are, for example, doing a lot of plastic surgery, or you are doing a lot of crash diets, or, I mean, that's another problem you have to address, because maybe that's not acceptable anymore, in the sense that it's not good for your health anymore to want to achieve that goal when you want to look better. The second step I would suggest in addressing this problem is, can you do something about it? I say this because a lot of time we are discontent about something that we have or that is happening to us, but we get used to this feeling and we get used to the complaining, and sometimes we don't even notice. And sometimes the problem has a solution. Sometimes the solution is simple. Sometimes the solution is not simple. And sometimes that's why we don't do it, because we think, oh, it's going to be too complicated, so I'm not going to bother trying. For example, if I want to lose 20 kilos, because I'm overweight, then it's gonna be too fucking hard, and I'm just gonna be even more depressed. So I'm just gonna eat more because I'm depressed because I'm overweight. So if there is something you can do about it, do it. It's just keep in mind that it's not gonna happen overnight. For example, in the case of your body weight, it's not gonna happen overnight. My problem with my eye, surely not happening overnight, but I'm hoping it will be solved soon, because I don't like walking around like this. I don't like people asking me questions all the time. I don't like people staring at me, and generally I just like the way I look much better with my lenses and I see better. So that's why I'm back. Anyway, if you cannot change the situation, or if you can't change the situation, at least for now, the next step is to accept it. Try to accept it and try to see why it's making you so depressed. Because it's normal that a physical handicap or uh, uh, too much weight or whatever it is, it's normal that these things are not the easiest things to deal with. What is not normal is depression. So where did this depression come from? And this is where finding a good therapist might help, because me, for example, I know that a great deal of my not accepting of my glasses comes from my narcissistic mother, who used to uh, basically humiliate me because of my glasses. My parents noticed that I had to wear glasses when I was 5, and I remember that she was absolutely furious. And I suspect that was why I became the scapegoat of the family. If you want to know more about the dynamic of golden child scapegoat, you can see it on my page on the part that talks about narcissistic abuse. So in my case, these are the issues, the personal issues that I have to deal with. And I say this because I see, and you see as well, people who are in wheelchairs, people who have no arms. There's this really famous guy, I don't know what's his name anymore. He has no arms, no legs. Just let me give you an extreme example. And he's really well-known public speaker, motivational speaker, and he has accepted himself completely. And I see that one key factor of his life was that his parents accepted him from the beginning. So maybe some body issues that you have and that you're not accepting about yourself may have to do with your youth. So look into that in order to, if you cannot change the way you look, or if you cannot do it immediately, I do still think you should do everything you can to make yourself feel good, of course. But if you cannot do it now, you have to accept it. And this has to do with your self-esteem, which a lot of times has to do with the way you were raised and the way image was presented to you. I know in my family, image was very important, and that's why I think I'm having a lot of problems now with this. Okay, well, I'm always happy to hear your thoughts. I hope this video helped, and in the meantime, I wish you happy healings. Sorry about this kitchen in the background. I still haven't found a good set for my videos in my new house. But whatever. So yeah, bye.